Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Excel. In this module, I want to show you how you can use the query editor to fix data issues. So on the screen, I have some data with some blank rows and some gaps in my data, and I want to split these columns apart and I want to fill this information down. So what I can do is I can go to the Data tab and click on the From Table. This is a formatted table. If you don't know what a formatted table is, basically on the Home tab you've got a Format as Table. It's just using these options here, different color scheme, and setting it up as a formatted table. You can always tell that you have a formatted table because you will have the Table Design tab on the ribbon if you're in the table. So I want to go to the Data tab and I'm going to click on From Table or Range Table. That will load the Power Query editor and allow me to fix some of the issues that I've got in this data. So once the data loads up, what you have in the editor is down the left hand side a list of queries. So this is this one. If I just double click on that, you can actually rename that if you want. You don't have to do that. This is the same query editor that you get in Power BI. So on the right hand side you have steps. You can click these steps off if you make a mistake. But what I want to do first of all is get rid of all of these blank rows at the top. So I've got an option on the Home tab of the ribbon to remove rows. So remove blank rows. That should remove those, and then you get your step over there that I could delete off if I didn't want to do that. Now the titles for each of these columns is the first row, so I can now use this feature, use first row as column headings, and then all the titles move up there. Now these dates are not how I want them either, so on the date option, if I click on that, you can set that just to date, not date and time. So date, I'll do that one. It'll ask me if I want to do it. I do want to replace that, and I'll do that same thing on that one. So date, and then replace that one. Like so. So that's done that, and I've got the step over there if I want to change that back. Now this column, all of these nulls should be Access, and all of these ones should be Excel. So there is a feature if I highlight this column on the Transform tab to fill down. So you can basically just fill down from here. It says fill, but in there you've got fill up or down. I want to fill down, and then it will just do exactly what it says on the tin. Fill it down until it hits the next one, and then fill that down. Now if I move to the right, I've also got something similar to that in the country column. If I click on that and fill down, that should do the same thing. So that whole column is now filled in. So coming back over to the left for a minute, what I've got in the top left hand corner is the data type. So ABC means it's text, the little calendar means it's date, that's text. This is a number, but this is students, and I need to round this up to a whole number. So I can either use the round function or feature as an option here, so you can round up or whatever you want to do, or if you want, you can just click on this 1.2 and select whole number, which is I'm going to do for this example. That will do that. Now 1.2 is number. I want this to be currency, so that'll make it all nice and neat. Likewise with that one, I want that to be currency. And then on this next column, I want to split this column into two, into city and county. So I'm going to highlight that column, and then what you've got on the Home tab, or in fact I've got it there actually, split column, you've got it on the Home tab as well, by delimiter. And the delimiter in this example is a space. So I just want to select space as an option. Space is the first option that comes up, but you've got these other ones in there. And I want it by the left-hand space. And then I'm going to click OK. And then that will split that off into two columns. And then I need to just double click at the top and rename that city, and double click on the top of that one, county. So you can use that feature. So that's all I want to do on there. But what I want to also do is add an extra column to put students into groups. So that is on the Add Column tab. You've got column by example. So this will actually add an extra column. Click on that one. And what it's going to want me to do is give it an example. So I'm just going to type 1-5, pressing enter, gives me a sample. If I like it, I click OK, and then that gives me that column, like so. It's calling it range 1-5, 5-9, and so on and so on. Now you can do that on any column, and I could have done that by selecting a column. You've got from selection, if I drop this down, it says that, or all columns, whichever you want to select. Now I'm going to copy this table, this main table, copy and paste it underneath, and just call it group. Just double click on that one, call this one group. And what I'm going to do on this one is use the group feature or group by feature. So you've got that on the home tab or the transform tab. So group by, this one. And what I want to group by in this case is going to be company, and I'll call it the column it creates. I'll just call it my name, Steve. But I want to do a sum of revenue, and you'll see how this works. Sum of revenue, okay. And then that will give you just the companies and the revenue, and you can then change that if you want to fixed decimal, basically what that is. And then I'm going to paste that again, because there's another feature called Unpivot, and if I just double click on that, I'll just call this one pivot, even though I'm going to use the unpivot feature. And what I need to do to unpivot, I need to get rid of some of these columns. So I'm just going to highlight those columns, delete these off. I just want, I don't want students, I want revenue, I don't want any of these other ones. So I can just hold my shift key down and select a group, and then I don't want that one either, so I'll get rid of that. So I just want these three columns, and then I need to select these three columns. And then what I want to do is use the unpivot feature, which is on the transform tab, and then you've got this unpivot column, clicking on that, and then it just rotates it around. So you've got company, topic, revenue, as like that. So that's quite nice. I'm going back to the main table, because what you can also do on the main table, or any table really, is you can add columns. If I go to the add column tab, you've got custom column. So what I want to add is a column that's going to work out how much a student costs me. So if I go custom column there, it opens this up. So I'll call this cost per student, cost per student. And then you can just utilize, so double clicking on revenue, utilize these fields, and then divide by student, double clicking on that. And you can see it puts it in square brackets, a bit like Microsoft Access and Project. If I click OK to that, it will give me that column. And again, I need to change that to currency, and then I can move that into wherever I want it to go over there, like that. You've also got an option up here called conditional column, which is basically like an if statement. If I click on that, it will allow me to look at different figures. I'll just call this status, and then I'm just going to say if I'll go for cost per student. If cost per student is greater than, so is greater than 500, if that's the case, I want it to say bad, because that's a high cost, so bad. And then you can do another one, add clause. If I go cost per student on this one, so if cost per student is less than or equal to 500, so that's the other way around, that'll be good, 500. I can say good for that, good, and then I click OK, and then that should give me the answers. So I've got some goods, and I've got mainly bads, to be honest, more bads than goods. But I can push that across so it's next to cost per student, like so. If I pick it up right, I can. So I've got my goods and bads there. Now you can also do this. If I look at these, this revenue column and the cost column, if I highlight revenue first and then with my shift key cost, what I can do on the add column tab, which I'm on, is I can use this standard feature where I can do subtract, which will give me the profit. If I click on that, it does call it subtract, but it's basically the profit. I just double click at the top there, profit, and then move that to, so it's with all the other money things, like so. There you go, you've got your profit. So once you've done all this, you can then load this back into Excel. I'm going to delete these two little tables. I just did that for demonstration purposes. I don't really want them. So I've deleted that one, and I'm going to delete this pivot one as well. Don't want that. And then I can then bring the rest of it back into Excel. So if I go home and then close, it comes back into Excel. It'll create a separate sheet in Excel where it will be all fixed, and you'll also get a connection pane on the right hand side there where you'll see the connection, and it'll drop the data in like so. So there's the data, and it's done all the fixes that I asked it to do. Split the screen. You can click on this and it will basically show you some information like that. So there's the information, and then I don't want that, so I'm not going to delete it. I'll just close that. You can delete that obviously, but the good news is now if I come back to the raw data, the other sheet, so Snatch IT is the bottom one there, bottom two. So if I go back onto the source data and go down to the bottom of this and just highlight that bottom row, just make it bigger, add a few more, so it's quite a few more there, and then go back to this one. All I have to do on the data tab is click on refresh, and then that should drop it in like so on this one. So I didn't even have to go back into the Power Query Editor to do that, and I didn't have to click on this connection either. I just refresh the data. So once you've been into the query editor and done all your business, you're then just clicking on refresh and it's going to suck the data through. So that's all I want to talk about in this little video, how you can use the Power Query Editor in Excel to fix data problems, add additional columns if you so wish, change the data types and manipulate your data, and then bring it back into Excel. So hopefully this little video is of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.